I think they've kind of hit the post there on the back panel. Again, I would personally have done that in mesh and maybe pulled it out in a contrast colour.
It sounds a little bit like you're describing this one, really.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a England Women's World Cup special, and we're going to be talking to Craig, actually, who has got previous experience of designing for the World Cup. So kind of handy that we've got some Nike England shirts in front of us today. So I guess before we get into the full review of them, it'd be interesting to know, Craig, what's your experience of designing for women's teams versus World Cups, and based on what you've seen in front of you, kind of how would you have approached it? Would you have done anything different than the Nike team have?
So first question was, have I designed for Women's World Cup? No, I can't say I have. And I can also say I haven't really designed that many women's football kits either. Certainly the time that I was involved in designing football kits, it was kind of take the men's version in, you know, kind of pink it and shrink it, so to speak. So no, not really. If I was going to go about doing it, I'd probably start off by looking at the environment, seeing what that's like. I'd be thinking, right, well, it's being played in Australia, it's their winter, so conditions are going to be different. And also it's going to be different within Australia because, as we all know, it's quite a big area of ground to cover, if you like. So the temperatures are going to be different all over the place. So I'd maybe look at that. And then once I'd figured out what that would be, I'd then figure out what the solution would be. And then from that, I would then start thinking, right, well, who are the federations that I've got to play with? And what can I do with their colours? How can I pay homage to the past? How can I bring them to the future? All the sort of stuff that you would go through with any design brief, really. But I think, looking at the designs that I've got in front of us, I think, you know, they're interesting. They've not blown us away. But I think, again, if I was designing it, it would have probably been some sort of mesh detail. You know, we have got a mesh detail going down the side panel, which looks quite interesting. This is the replica that I'm looking at. But even so, you know, I think they've kind of hit the post there on the back panel. Again, I would personally have done that in mesh and maybe pulled it out in a contrast colour.
And it sounds a little bit like you're describing this one, really.
Well, yeah, not too dissimilar.
Because look, we've got the little triangles there in mesh and the kind of mesh panel.
Yeah, which
on the back.
Which if
it wasn't a bad shirt.
No, it was all right. Certainly won a World Cup, innit?
Yeah.
No, I mean, again, you know, there's definitely cues that they've taken, which, you know, I'm totally humble. Are you sitting in your bedroom designing football kits that aren't going anywhere? Well, get on board. Learn from two veterans of the game, and we'll get that work in front of some of the biggest, most influential creative directors out there. Come on, guys, get signed up. Let's disrupt that industry. Come on, we can do it. No, I mean, again, you know, there's definitely cues that they've taken, which, you know, I'm totally humbled by. But I just feel that, you know, okay, that was a kit that was designed many years ago. It certainly wasn't as eco-friendly as these are, but it certainly was, in my opinion, groundbreaking at the time. But it was all based on insights, and it feels like a lot of the kits that we're seeing nowadays is the insights are there, but they just seem to have, you can't tell me that every place that we play a football game and is the same temperatures, the same atmosphere, and so on and so forth. So I'm kind of missing some of that, if I'm really honest. As I say, I think they hit the post there. I would have loved to have seen that in a mesh detail in some way, shape or form. And again, getting into the actual players' kits, you know, we've seen the fabrics loads of times before. It's a vapor knit. We're very familiar with it. it's a nice pattern that they've got through it. It's, you know, the regrind badge detail, which is interesting. It's actually really quite nice. It's really quite soft and malleable, and it's...
Yeah, I've got the woven one on this replica.
Yeah, that for me is where it kind of falls down, okay? And because, yes, I get it, it's on the woven, but it makes no sense. There's no regrind in that.
Yeah.
That's actually been manufactured to look like that.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the little tag at the bottom. So I get the consistency, I get that, it's fine. But personally, it just feels a little bit fake. But overall, I think that they're not too bad. I actually quite like the pattern on the away kit. You know, it's an interesting graphic. I'd be interested to hear what everybody else out there has got to say about it. But yeah, I think England will look great, and they've got a real good chance of winning it. So we'll be behind the Lionesses, pushing all the way. And it would be, honestly, from my personal perspective, it would be amazing if I could see that winning the World Cup, because it's just so reminiscent of my old kit, which would just be fantastic.
Like deja vu, wouldn't it, mate?
Yeah, so thank you very much for the guys over at Nike, Mike Tressard and Lee and all you guys. Fantastic job, but yeah, we'll be cheering on the Lionesses, so yeah, good. All good.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed the video today. We'd love to know your thoughts on the Lionesses jerseys, both home, away, authentic and replica. Have you bought one? What did you think? Did it live up to expectations? Or did it feel like a little bit of a damp squib? Leave us a comment below and we'll interact with you. We'll have a bit of a conversation and see what everybody thinks. It'd be lovely to know. If you want more direct conversation with us, you can always join our Patreon, where the link is in the description below. And also, if you want to have a go at designing football kits for elite athletes, learn more about it and potentially give yourself the chance to start a career in the industry, go to sparkdesignacademy.com, where you can do one of our courses and learn exactly that. So thanks very much for watching, and until next time, take care and we'll see you soon.
See ya. Cool. It's a wrap.
So we hope that you've enjoyed the video today. We'd love to get your thoughts on the...
Can't do that. You total knob.
Just did like that, and then just caught my eye.
Fuck's sake, man. Right, how are